Welcome, everybody. Happy to have you here. And today we're going to be talking about some things, some updates with the Land Portal, some really excited changes coming up in the coming days, not too far out from it. Some updates that we've had here very, very recently. So excited to have everybody here. Welcome, everybody. If you guys don't mind in the chat, just let me know where you're from. Where are you guys located? We will get started here in a few minutes. For now, if you guys have any questions, let us know in the chat. We will get started. Welcome, everybody. As you guys are trickling in here, we're going to give it a few more minutes as people come in. Want to give Q&A on the Land Portal. We're going to go over a big update that we have coming up here shortly to help all land investors, everything like that. Let me know in the chat where you guys are from. Andrew said he can't wait for his data tree subscription to be over. I've heard that one a few times. When's it up, Andrew? Tampa, Utah, Edgar, Dallas. Nice. We're going to give it a few minutes, guys, as people come in. But yeah, if you have any questions on Land Portal, if you have any questions for now, please put them in the chat. And I will get started in a few minutes. As people get in here, getting off of work, March or April, need to double check. Yeah, they get you in those year subscriptions. I know that. Hey, Oscar, welcome, welcome. Do you text or you send direct mail, Andrew? What do you do? Cool. Mail and a little cold calling. Nice. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me share my screen real fast. If you guys have questions while I'm going through, get them on the or put them in the chat for sure. Awesome. A good group of people. Should have some more people coming in here. But I think Dan was coming up here in a minute. Go through a few changes that just happened very recently on the Land Portal. So, I mean, for those of you who don't know, Land Portal is a full service data provider, mapping software. Let me share my screen here. You guys see okay. Full service data provider, mapping software. Some things that we've added recently that I'm really excited about. So overall, let's just go from the beginning. We'll kind of start. I'll give you a high level overview here. So what we do with these, first off, we use AI to figure out if any lot's vacant, essentially. Let me get Daniel up here. Dan, welcome.
Hey guys, what's going on?
I think our text got delayed. You thought it was 4:30. All good though. I was just kind of giving people a high level overview of the Land Portal before we get into any details on anything, Dan.
Yeah, I'll just sit here and watch and look at the comments. Your
yeah,
visual
no,
just
I'm
went
looking
away.
at that right now. Yeah, no.
What's going on, guys? Though excited to be here again. I know we were live just a couple days ago on YouTube, but we're going to go over some announcements on the land portal and some things that we're doing. We'll let a few more people trickle in here and get started. Our on screen is black. Some technical difficulties, but we'll get right to it, guys.
That's weird. Hold on.
Andrew said, can't wait for my data tree subscription to be over. That's awesome. Still a lot of other tools you can use on the land portal, like the comp reports and the slope reports and the mapping features for some due diligence. And it's got a lot of good use cases on it other than just data as well.
Mm-hmm. Give me a second now.
Maybe try changing your camera. Yeah, turn it on and off. Yeah, I don't think I got a text either, Ron.
Looks like some people.
What's going on, guys? For those who are just joining in, we're going to go over some updates that we have, some really cool uses on the land portal that we're releasing, and go over all your questions as well. We can get to a lot of that stuff regarding the land portal. Ron's having some technical difficulties with his computer that he's going over right now, so stay patient with us. Appreciate that. But yeah, lots of people joining in now. Like I said, for those joining in, this is going over the land portal updates and some announcements that we have, big announcements we have, big changes we have. And then we'll go over some use case things and go over any questions you guys have as well. Maybe change it to your camera to your computer.
No, I already did that. Yeah. I feel like it might be a permissions thing or something. Hold on.
It was working at first.
Yeah, no, it's very.
Huh. Ron's black.
All right.
Oscar just got the text. Very cool. All right. Welcome, Oscar. Thanks for being here again. I know you see you in here a lot in these calls.
Hold on one second.
Going over some big announcements today, guys. Excited to get to it, though. This is regarding the land portal. Then we can dive into some things we have coming, some cool MLS comp reports and really solid data that nobody else in the industry has. So excited to get to it here. Ron's going to be right back. He's trying to fix his permissions. It looks like there we go.
There we are. All right, let's get rolling, guys. Sorry about that. Looks like we have a bunch of people trickling in here. Yeah, some big updates like Dan has said. I've said for the last 10 minutes or so. Let me share my screen. Let's get rolling here. How do you want to take this, Dan? I want to get into the updates, obviously, and what we're kind of releasing next week, because I think that's the biggest thing for sure. I can give a brief overview of the land portal for sure, but what's your thoughts?
Yeah, so this is a really good option to buy down the cost of data and just have more of an unlimited pro type of plan. That's what this is called. We're launching an unlimited pro plan on the land portal that's more affordable and higher value than any other platform in the whole industry. And we're doing this for those users who export tons of data, and we're also going to release some other things with this as well. But we're doing this for a lot of people who have really big volumes of exports and skip tracing. You can get 4-cent skip tracing on this new plan. We're going to dive into all the details, so I don't want to rush anything. But this is going to be literally the highest value. When Ron and I put together this offer, we asked ourselves, for someone who's exporting a lot of data, how do we create an offer for them that's almost impossible to say no? And we worked backwards from there. So this is a really, really solid exclusive offer, guys. There's a link in there for the waiting list. We're taking 50 people in here for the land portal unlimited pro plan. But Ron, I'll let you walk through this page.
Yeah, for sure. So like Dan said, we created this product because we had so many people who are doing 20, 30,000 pieces of data per month with other software. And it just didn't make sense for them to come over. They'd end up spending $1,200, $1,500, $1,800 on data if they were to come to a land portal. So we're like, how do we make something so the volume makes sense for everyone? It makes sense for us. It makes sense for them. And that's where we came up with this $497 a month, basically unlimited pro plan. It's up to 20,000 records per month. You can get skip tracing for as cheap as 4 cents per data. It is our top plan. It is going to have everything. You're going to have unlimited slope reports, unlimited comp reports, which we're adding soon. We're adding a land valuation tool, it is going to be like Zestimate for houses for land. That is like our our bar. No one else is doing it at the scale that this is going to be in terms of this valuation tool that is going to be released in the next few weeks. But the main thing everyone was asking for is, let me get a bigger plan. I'm willing to pay more per month. Let me get a bigger plan with more exports where they can basically beat down the price of exports, Dan. And that's how this price came. Is the skip trace data scrubbed against DNC? Yes.
Yeah,
and you can bring, I know you're on a data tree contract, Andrew. We'll get you over to Land Portal here soon. But yeah, you can bring your data over and skip trace on here. You can buy down tokens, even if you aren't even if you aren't a paid member, you can skip trace on here for as low as 5 cents. But with going back to unlimited pro plan, 20,000 records, $497 a month. There's no contract on this, which is nice. There is a 3-month minimum where you can't just downgrade. You can buy down and pay for a full year if you want to even beat down the price a little more. But we're not one to try to lock you in for a full year or something because people's lives change, businesses change. This is a plan for top land investors who are trying to grow their business. And that's why we came out. Some people are such high volume. I didn't realize, Dan, honestly, how many high volume land investors there were. Like, how many messages are you getting? Like, I'm pulling 30,000 mailer data points per month. I can't use you guys because you're too expensive prior to this coming out.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is those high volume people. And we got a lot of them simply because the filters and all the AI, this is unlimited AI, unlimited slope data, unlimited AI, vacant land data with that scans the aerial imagery, that does everything else. It's unlimited everything. All of our data is in-house. And we have the best data in the world because what we do is we combine multiple data sets. We're not one data. We don't get it from Data Tree. We don't get it from CoreLogic. We don't get it from Grid. We get it from all of them, combine them. We have 5 to 6 different licensing agreements with these providers. And we take the pros and cons in the areas, add them together to get the most full data out there. And along with that, we have actual MLS data that we're bringing over right now. This isn't like some scrub from Zillow where we're scrubbing. We're bringing in the actual MLS data, connecting it to every single parcel. So now you'll be able to filter by MLS, off market, on market. You'll be able to look at the comps on there. You'll be able to pull data based on the market. If you wanted to go after subdivide, something like that. And you can put in all the same filters based on the MLS. Along with that, we have 8 years of MLS transaction history to go with that. So we'll get much more full last sale dates instead of just using public records. You'll also be able to get the MLS data from 8 years. So it's just the things that we're doing here is unmatched in the industry, and it's super high value. And like I said, we wanted to just pull the most value for a plan possible. So this only $497 a month, which is saves you tremendous cash flow if you guys are looking to save some cash and not buy into a annual contract or anything like that. Which I know Land Vision and Data Tree, they get you in these annual contracts. You don't need that for this. This is month to month, 3-month minimum, obviously, like we said. That's because we're losing money off the first couple months just because this deal is unmatched. But we just need that commitment for 3 months, and then you can upgrade, downgrade, whatever from there. But like I said, we're taking a waiting list. There's 50 people that we're bringing into this. So make sure to get on the waiting list. Ron put the link in there. Is it in the description too?
It should be. Yeah, this is releasing next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Like Dan said, we're taking 50 people for now. There's a chance we open it up to more, obviously, but we're going to keep it small. Like I want the top land investor. I want to get feedback from them for sure on that. But
let's go over slope report.
Yeah, exactly. So unlimited slope reports Dan was talking about. I'll first show you. Let's just go to actually, let's go down the filters real fast, Dan, because there's some people in here who probably have never used it. Maybe we can get someone. Andrew's locked in with Data Tree, but maybe he'll see the value and he'll move over earlier than March or April. Who knows? So what you can do here, you can filter by road frontage. So first off, you can filter. Actually, let me put in a thing so we can have. Let's go Adams, Ohio. All right, let's just go Adams, Ohio, and let's go. Let's just go, I don't know. Let's go 5 to 50 acres. And I think I hit vacant right, Dan? Yeah, I hit vacant lots. So this is the AI feature. And this is something like that we probably don't talk about enough, honestly. There is every single other data source essentially takes their vacant lot button is based on county data. And the issue is when you're in some states or some areas where the county data is poor, you're gonna be getting houses. I know you guys have seen houses on your quote unquote vacant land, all that stuff. And that's what this does. This actually AI, it's looking at satellite. There's multiple checkpoints that it goes through before it says like, okay, this is a vacant lot. But 5 to 50 acres, the first thing you can do to really filter down is landlocked. There's no charge on these filters with this plan. You can, is it landlocked? No, I don't want landlocked properties. Actually, let's actually go NA first, Dan.
And this isn't a scrub, guys. This data, if you click into any parcel, this data is in there. So this is going to be on your export. This is also going to be on the map. So you can see all this on the map. This is our data. It's attached to every property. It's not like it's scrubbing it out or anything. That's how you get this instant results of 2,300.
That's without landlocked. I just want to kind of show the difference. So now, like, okay, it's not, that's with anything. NA. Now, no, let's see what we go down to. So that took off 800. So there was 800 landlocked lots in there that I just.
And if you're sending mail, that's what, 800 times 0.6 or so, 0.5. That's about
$500.
$400 to $500. Your screen went black again, Ron, FYI.
That's fine. I don't know what's going on with that.
Pull that up. I can keep walking through it while you're looking at that. The other two filters we have, guys, are road frontage. Well, we have a lot of filters. We have over 100 filters. There's an advanced filters button in the top left of this card that you see, and I'll pull up all the other filters. These in this card right here are the filters we use most often that our users use, and we pull them into here, and then we have the advanced as well. But like you said, the landlocked and the road frontage, if you're targeting, you really want just really high quality land, I wouldn't use the landlocked. I would use road frontage, and I'd put like 150 feet of road frontage or whatever you are. So you know you're going to have a nice road frontage property. It's going to be easy to sell on the back end, and you're only going to be targeting high quality properties. And then you take the vacant land AI, and now all of a sudden you're 99% accurate with the vacant land AI, and it brings it together, and your list just keeps getting better. Then you have the FEMA and the wetlands. If you want to remove your FEMA and wetlands, you want less than 50% in a wetlands, you can do that. You can put a maximum on the FEMA and the wetlands to whatever percentage you want. Now, all of a sudden you have properties, that don't have a structure on it, have road frontage, aren't wet from FEMA and wetlands, and there's slope data that's coming next week too. So then you can filter out extremely sloped properties, over 15% of extreme slope. So over 50%, you don't want to include any properties that have over 50% of 15% more of slope on the properties, if that makes sense. And that's coming, that's already in there. We have the slope reports, all the data is in the cards right now. We're just bringing those over to the filter. So now there's slope filters as well, which are going to be a new release in here for this plan next week as well.
Yep. Can you hear me okay?
Yep. And see you now.
All right, cool. All right. Yeah. So what you can do from here, you can filter out road frontage, like Dan said, floodplain, wetlands, everything like that. So let's just hit list view on here. Let's go show on map. All right. So we have all these on the map now. And for example, the more eastern in Adams County, Ohio is going to be a little more slope. So you might have some questions about slope, everything like that. For example, like this property. And again, this is the AI, like this is not going to catch this as far as like something like this. This isn't a structure. It's a little shed or something
Our
like that.
AI has measurements. So it knows that structure, and it has it highlighted on the AI overlay, but it knows the size of it. And if it's under a certain size, it knows it's not a mobile home, or it knows it's a shed or a storage facility or whatever it is.
And this is what they can see this right now, correct?
Yes, they can see that right now.
Okay, so you have all the slope data in here, but what we can do here, let me just hit contour lines. This might not be a good one, Dan. It might be too sloped. Yeah, that's just gonna
go to like a flat slash. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go a little flatter. Let's go like something like this, huh? Yeah, let's go something like this. Okay, so you have some slope here. So what we're going to do, we're going to hit the slope report here. And you can see, like, based on the data, this is an extremely sloped property, but you have 30% of the property that is only 0.5 to 5. So let's hit our slope report. This is going to take a few minutes to download. This is AI that's pulling it. It's not something that's just uploaded previous in our system. Like, well, you hit that button and it's running this slope report in real time. And then you'll see on the left side, slope reports here. It will show up here in a few minutes. But this is an interesting one, Dan, because overall, when you filter out, let's say you get on the Unlimited Pro plan and you want to filter out sloped properties. You don't want to just do based on the average, because you can see this is going to have some buildable spots, I would think. And the slope report's going to show that.
That's why I think over 15%, maybe you do it on extreme slope over a certain percentage of the land.
And we don't, something interesting, Dan, for the future, as I'm thinking here, is like having an acreage amount in each one of these too. Like where it's a drop down, like I want 2 acre at least, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So you could do based on percent for the slope, or you could for this number percent, or you could do it based on acreage. I want 2 acres at least of 0 to 5%.
Yeah, but it's all proportional on your filters. But yeah.
But okay, let's see how this is going as far as this. Anything else you want to show on here, Dan?
So like I said, all the data's here. So just scroll up and show them the wetlands and FEMA in the property card. So you can see the percentage of the wetlands. You can see the road frontage at the top as well. So FEMA's right there in wetlands where you just scrolled over. Yeah, right there.
Okay, wetlands, FEMA, 0.
And FEMA. And then if you scroll to the very top, you see the road frontage as well. So this is where it gets really powerful when you guys want to target high road frontage properties for subdivides and things like that. You can come up with some of the best list, like very, very solid list with this tool. And like I said, it instantly loads. There's no scrubbing. You get it right away. You can see it on the property card. You can double check your data on the map, make sure it's accurate. And it's a really good tool for that.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see how we're doing as far as the slope report here. And the nice thing that I like is when you have all these slope reports, and I'm going to use the one that we did. So we'll just give it a few minutes. It's processing. Should be about done. But you can click straight from here and it's going to pull you up, or it's going to pull up the data on this. But yeah,
one other thing where we're waiting for this too, Ron, is every single property in your export. This has been a really hot feature. Every single property in your export has a unique URL. So you can copy that URL you have, Ron, and you can paste it into another page, and it's going to pull it exactly up how it is. But you'll get that in your export with the URL, so you can just click it. Cool. It's going to pull it on a map, and when you get calls, it's in your CRM. It's all loaded there, and it's all the URLs right there. So you click it, boom, it pulls it right up. It's a unique URL. Those come in your export, and you can just copy and paste, or you can just click it and it pulls it right back up.
This is the stuff that I think a lot of people that, again, I think there's so much stuff within the software, and there's so many different use cases. I think there's some stuff like that. For example, let's just go 5.1 to 5.2. So I'm not getting charged an arm and a leg. Let's hit apply. So we have 33. Let's just export this. Okay. And you see, I'm on the platinum, so this wouldn't even be a charge. Like you would just, if you are on the unlimited pro, you're not going to be getting charged. Like you just have that monthly. I'm going to hit place order on here so you can see what Dan's talking about. And we can kind of look through the data on the export too, I think, Dan.
Yeah. And when you hit skip trace, if you skip trace this list too, it combines the files. So your phone numbers, it's all clean and it's right next. It's DNC scrubbed, the best phone numbers, most verified in the whole industry. We did a lot of research on our front end when we were doing skip tracing, and it puts it right in there next to it.
So you can see I just did 5.1 to 5.2 acres. Let me just make this yellow so we can view, and then I'm going to freeze this. Okay. So what Dan's talking about with the URL. So here's a hyperlink to every single property. So for CRM wise, I'll zoom in, Dan. I know it's hard to see. So for CRM wise, like you have a CRM with all this stuff, this is so valuable. You have phone calls come in and you get a reference number. Let's say you have a reference number. Let's just say, for example, this was a reference number, R004. You have a reference number. You have this in your CRM. This is clickable, and it just popped up on my other side. I'll show you guys a little better how this works. I'll copy it. So you copy it could be right in your CRM, and that's what it's pulling up right there. But these URLs, and they're shareable. So, thought I had it copied. I guess I don't. All right. For some reason, that wasn't that. Can you see this, Dan?
Yeah, something's going on with your.
It's just acting weird. It's something with that.
But yeah, I think they get the point there. You can just copy and paste it in.
CRM wise, I think it's clickable from CRM, but it's the cool thing is that I want to show Dan, it's like, you don't have to be logged into the land portal to get this. You can send this to buyers. You can send this to a lot of different places. I'll show real fast what this looks like. And this is an incognito window that is for anyone can see this. As far as like buyers, you can send this buyers. You can see here, I'm not logged in. If you have an account, so this is a shareable link if you have an account or if you do not have an account, which is very valuable. Let me check on the slope report here, Dan.
Yeah, and guys, for just joining in, we're going over our unlimited pro plan at the land portal to get you guys unlimited pro data and all the other unlimited features for this. And we're going over that now, but we're just showing some insight. So if you guys have questions on anything on the land portal regarding anything, software updates, questions that you were wondering, anything at all, throw them in the chat and Ron and I will get to them as well.
And you can see from this export, again, this is 5.1 to 5.2 acres, I think. So it shows wetlands on the export. It shows road frontage on the export. You can see how many of these were landlocked. So this is a very easy fix as far as if you didn't want to export these properties. There's different strategies for targeting landlocked property as well. So all this stuff's on your export. Let's go back to the slope report. We had this property here. We did the slope report for. Let's go. It should be here. All right. So we're going to hit download file. The goal of slope report, one, it's going to give you a very detailed slope analysis. It's way more detailed than contour lines. It's way more detailed than the 3D buttons on different sites. It is the most detailed slope report I think that you're going to find. What these colors are essentially, it's feet above sea level. So you can see 750 is kind of this blue area. Then if the colors change faster, that means it's more sloped. And there's a lot of different views on this. Here you have the different slope percentages. So here you can see slope percentages very low, 10 or under. Same thing here. This is slope percentages. Most of this, Dan, is 0.5 to 5, as we saw on that the data, I think. Most of it was 0.5 to 5. And you can see here is 15 plus. This is not going to be buildable up here. The next step is for the software, for the AI to try to find a flat spot on the land. A flat spot on the land is obviously going to be a good spot for building. We call them clusters. That's what the AI calls it, is clusters when they come up, so we can see what it found. So you can see it found a cluster here, and it is going to tell us, I don't know what these small ones are, Dan, but it found a cluster here, and it's going to tell us basically information on this cluster. Some are going to find multiple clusters, a cluster here, a cluster here. Do we not know if there's multiple yet, Dan?
No, if there's none, that's the only cluster it's finding.
So this found one cluster here at the front, as we kind of expected based on everything, but then it tells you details on this cluster. This cluster is 3.2 acres. The percentage of flat area on this cluster is 47%. And this cluster makes up 18% of the property. You can see how flat this is overall. The average slope is only 2.8%, sorry. And the minimum slope is 0.5, and the maximum, this is all talking about this cluster. It's not talking about the whole land, is 4.9. And you can see 100% of this cluster is not above 5%. Like we saw right here, the max is 4.9, the minimum is 0.58. So this is going to be a very flat, buildable area, great spot for someone to put a mobile home. And I don't have much more to say on this, Dan. There's so many different reports on here to analyze.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things and a lot of tools on the land portal. This is one of the great ones. This is AI analyzing it and understanding where the flat spots are. Obviously, we could have told you by this picture that this front's flat just from looking at it on a map, but you get a lot of properties back in the industry and you don't know what's going on as well, because this satellite image kind of showed us a good perspective before. But when you have questionable land, this is a really good tool to do it. It measures every 1 by 1 meter square across the whole United States, and then it understands the slope of every 1 by 1 meter square. The AI report pulls it all together, analyzes it, and circles any flat areas they are. That's what we call the clusters.
Yeah, that was a pretty simple one as far as like the contour lines did it. I still love doing the slope report no matter what, because it just gives us more. It's better. The contour lines are not 100% accurate. And I'm not saying the slope report is 100% accurate, but it is the most accurate. It is literally every.
But the meters are, the lay of the land, these tools, the clusters aren't 100% accurate. That's the AI. But the actual colors and all of that, that's very, very accurate. So once you get good at reading the elevation change and reading all this, it's very, very good tool for that.
Nice. Anything else to add on that, Dan?
No, I think we're good. If you guys have any questions on the slope report or anything you want us to dive into on that, let us know. That's unlimited use for that as well, like we said.
I'm gonna go real fast. Hold on one second. Yeah, it's just acting weird. It's my computer. I'm gonna stop sharing real fast.
What are we getting to next? And guys, get your questions in if you have any. The waiting list link is in there. We're taking 50 people for the unlimited pro data plan. It's going to be a really highly sought out plan for those people that are doing thousands and thousands of exports every single month. And then you can get your skip tracing price way down as well. It's a big discount on the skip tracing side.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a big group of big land investors that I think this is going to fit really well, because it's not just about it's very discounted data, but it's just the tools within here. I think people often look for like cheaper data and stuff, and now you have a combination of the best data along with like very, very affordable with this plan. It is a high volume, but it's going to be really powerful, I think. It's gonna
Yeah,
be cool to see.
and Jamil just asked, does it find road frontage? Yeah, all the road frontage is in our data. It doesn't have to scrub it for it or anything like that. Ron, you want to pull that up and just target 10 to 20 acres with 500 feet of road frontage minimum. And you can see all the results on the map. Ron's going to pull this up for you.
All right. So let's go. Let's just go back to Adams County, Ohio, since we've been here today. We don't have time to go into every single feature on here, guys, just because there's so much. Like playing around with the getting a free trial, something like that. You guys definitely. What'd you say? 10 to what?
10 to 20 acres with 500 feet. And guys, if you, this is the bare minimum. If you guys don't have like this software, being able to view all your results on a map, all your road frontage results on the map. If you guys don't have a map that can do this with it, you don't know about the data quality. And that's why I love our map. You can see all the points on there with the road frontage on the property cards. So Ron's going to pull this up. We did 10 to 20 acres, vacant land AI, which scrubs off all the properties with 99% accuracy that have structures on them. And it's very accurate for that. But this is going to show Ron, zoom into some of these properties.
Yep.
So this is going to show anything with over 500 feet of road frontage. You start looking at these, look at these properties you get back. Double-sided road frontage.
Like it's always has, like you can always double check. It's going to give road frontage on this and this and this. It's going to add up all
No,
these.
it won't do it on that highway.
This highway, no. Because
it knows that's a highway. It's not going to do that.
Okay. So it's going to add up this and this, but you just looking at the quality of the properties. You click here. Oops. You click here, 1,200 feet of road frontage. I mean, it's very, very accurate in terms of that.
Look at these properties, like the quality of properties
you're trying to subdivide 100%.
Yeah.
Like it's just, you go through every single, and we have people in our community who are doing this and doing this for very lower volume. You can do it at high volume too, and doing 5-10 subdivides a month. Like that's not an impossible thing if you're targeting the right things. But the value here, I think, is for sure with that. It says 500 feet right there. Let's see what this says. 675, and it will know some of these off. It's not going to know like just easements that are drawn up on a survey or something, but some of these private roads, it is going to recognize those for sure. What's up, Robert?
Hey, Robert.
Congrats on closing that deal, Robert. We owe Robert a vacation.
There you go. Let's go. Take him to the Caribbean.
I mean, just looking through these properties, does that make sense, Jamil? Or I guess that what you're looking for is any other part of that?
Yeah, I think that answers this question. All of these data you double check. So if you're using the wetlands, the flood zones, you can go onto your mapping filters and put on.
Sorry, Dan, go ahead.
I was just going to say you can go to your mapping filters and put on all your wetlands, flood zones, soil types, all of that stuff, and double check all these properties too. But what do you want to get into, Ron?
I just want to show this new subdivide tool.
Yeah, and then also show the one-click skip trace.
Okay, I'll do that. This new subdivide tool, guys. So you obviously have lines. You can see in the top right. I can't move. I guess you can see this up here in the top right kind of change as you're going. Once you have more than 2 corners and you start having an area in the middle, it's going to predetermine this area. So when you're subdividing, for example, it's going to be very, very clear. And you can also see that area in the middle. So you just like, okay, you want to split into 5-acre parcels. 5 acres not going to work for this, but let's say you want to split into 3-acre parcels. Actually, let me back up a little bit. So I'll do this how I'll actually do this if it was my deal. So first I'm going to give it a certain amount of road frontage. Like I want the county saying I need 150 feet of road frontage for this. All right, let's give 150. They're also saying everything needs to be 3 acres or something like that. So we're going to make it as close to 3 acres as possible. Obviously not exact, but it's really cool when you start doing this. Dan, I was playing around with this a lot earlier. And just like the area in there and the ability to do it on a fly is just, it's going to save a ton of time. Then you have this, you can send this picture to a survey or something like that and just make it a lot easier for that. You said you wanted to see one click, Dan?
Yeah, that's a good point on that subdivide. So you can see actively, and so you don't need to hit enter anymore. That's there's a term for that in development. That's active, but there's another term. Yeah, but on every property, guys, if you wanted to skip trace for free, we do have free skip tracing. You can get it right there if you want to call neighbors, whatever. You just click that button, skip trace, hit confirm right there. Don't show the phone number on because I don't want to get YouTube might take it down, but you'll get the phone number to pop up on that as well. So. Yeah, just want to throw that out there. There's tons of tools, guys. I know a lot of you guys have used the land portal and you guys are targeting very specific land using the filters. But if there's anything you guys want us to add, let us know. We do have this unlimited pro plan now for data, $497 a month. If you guys are just joining us, The link is in the description, and I'm going to put it in again into the chat. Clyde asked, I was using price. This can replace that, correct? Yeah, it's a way to, get better data with all these AI tools that we have with the removing structures. You have a map now. You can visualize all your properties as well. You can do a lot of things that they can't. They have some things that we don't either, like some different things that we're getting in the future. But yeah, it's definitely comparable to price if you're looking for another data source, 100%. Especially if you're in the land space, it's kind of you'll save a lot of money and time.
Cool. Anything else you want to go over, Dan? We put in the description, guys. If you guys are interested in the $497 per month plan, unlimited pro plan, 20,000 exports per month, 4-cent skip tracing, all the things above, like that's for. I think there's going to be a huge demand. I don't think it's going to last long. We're keeping it to 50 people to start, just because demand and everything like that. But if you guys are interested, fill out the wait list. You'll get more information on it. You're not locked into anything if you just join a wait list. But I do think it's a good option for a lot of land investors.
I agree. The link's in there, Ron. Paste that in the chat one more time I think it's right there.
Yeah, actually. I put it in the chat too. It's in the description right below.
In the description below if you guys want that as well. Any other last minute questions or anything you want to go over, Ron? We're going to have more information on this too coming out this weekend and early next week. We're releasing Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern time for this, taking 50 people only for this plan. One, because it's really highly sought after plan. We know it's the highest value plan in the industry by far. Unlimited data for $497 a month. And you can get all these AI tools, everything else with it without dropping an arm and a leg. Like there's people out there that try to take $5,000, $10,000 from you for this stuff. We're offering it for a monthly charge. And we're also going to have our other plans as well, which are $30 a month or $60, but then you have to pay per export. So this is for people that are exporting a lot of data. The link's in the description to get on that waiting list, but I don't have anything else, Ron.
No, I don't either. Do you have an API or webhooks in case you want to use other data services, or we can export CSV? I mean, you can export from here to CSV as far as you can bring in external data to skip trace on the land portal. You can't bring in external data to use the land or the road frontage or anything like that. I don't know if that answered your question, Jamil. I want to make sure that I get your question answered.
Yeah. Let us know if that's accurate, Jamil.
I was using price as a replace.
Yeah. I just went over that question.
Definitely.
Another question, guys. I think that's good. We're going to have more coming out on this. Like I said, some videos, some different things. This is for 50 people, like I said, as well. So make sure if you guys are interested, don't miss this opportunity. It's a highly, highly sought after tool. We're going to have land valuations, comp reports, estimated land value, which is AI predicting the land. It's a Zestimate for land, essentially. It's going to be the best predictor in the industry.
We should probably say, guys, too, this is not the only plan we have. Like if you're a lower volume land, and I think as you grow, as you scale, this plan can be very, very good. We do have very, very affordable plans with this as well, where you pay per skip trace, kind of like you saw in mine. When
pull them up, Ron. Share your screen. There are other plans, just so we have that and can show it, and then we can kind of talk about where this fits.
This is acting very odd, Dan.
Oh, you can't.
Something with my yeah.
Oh, that's all right. So we pretty much have a plan. If you can't share your screen, Ron, we have a plan for $60 a month. You can get 6 cents data per export. And then you can get down to 5 cents skip tracing. And the same thing for
here we go.
The premium's $30 a month. And you get all the AI tools. Yeah, pull that up so we can show.
So skip tracing, if you want to bring skip tracing like Dan said, or you want to walk through, go ahead.
Yeah, keep going. You're good.
Skip tracing, if you're just skip tracing, you're not going to have access to the map like we just did in terms of property data or anything like that. Let's say you're getting your data from somewhere else. You can come in, get as low as 5 cents skip tracing. Premium, $29.95. You're going to have all the road front. You do have road frontage filter there, the flood zone, landlocked filter. You do not get the slope report there. You will start getting some of the slope report here. $59.95, 6 cents per record. Skip tracing available on both of these plans. The difference between these two is the slope data and the slope report. And then the Unlimited Pro, which is coming out next Tuesday, which you guys should have the wait list information on. That is $497 per month, 20,000 exports per month included, 4 cents skip tracing, a whole lot of other stuff that are coming soon as well.
Absolutely. What format does the export in? So when we export it, it's either in CSV or
Export's
XLXS.
right here. This is an example export.
Yeah.
I mean, I just pulled 20, 30, 33, I guess. This is an example. And you can pull a CSV or Excel.
And you'll see all the data in here. We have hundreds and hundreds of zoning data, mortgage data. That's the other thing we didn't show around. Pull up those advanced filters just to show that we have 150 or something different filters that we use on the land portal. They're all in there if you want your advanced filters, out of county, out of state, last sale date, mortgage, lien information, all that good stuff as well. Subdivisions, municipality.
A lot of advanced. Get the free trial, and you can take a look in there. There's a ton of advanced. We could be on here for hours, Dan.
Yeah, I agree. But we can wrap it up there. I appreciate everyone joining. Around anything else?
No, if you guys have any questions, if you're on our Discord, email us. What is it? support@thelandportal.com if you have questions. But I mean, at minimum, guys, there's a free trial right here, $29.95. There's a free 14-day trial. Sign up, play around with it. If you have questions, let us know. You are not going to get charged anything for
and you get all the
days.
mapping, and you get all the mapping features. You can use that for free right now. That's what I would do if you don't have it right now. That's where I would go. And then if you are pulling high exports, look at that enterprise plan, or that what do we call it, unlimited pro plan.
Exactly. Other than that, guys, that will be coming out next Tuesday, 10 a.m.